Greetings, brothers and sisters. I got an Alec Baldwin thing to get to, a video he posted about his mom passing away. Kim Kardashian's devil horns thing somebody sent me. Kanye thing. Bunch of other stuff. Ellen something. But anyways, I saw this was on HBO last night, King Richard. And it didn't seem to spend very much time in the movie theater. And I was wondering, because they've made a lot of movies like this lately that don't seem to have an audience. So I asked the question, I Googled, how much did King Richard lose? Starring Will Smith, King Richard may have only cost $50 million to make, but it still only amassed $2.6 billion back, a total loss of $23 million, $23.8 million. So about half of it, like it lost half of what it cost to make, right? And so was King Richard a flop? And he says, the King Richard film about Richard Williams and his two tennis champion daughters, Serena and Venus, was a massive financial flop. And then it says, how much did Will Smith get for King Richard? $40 million. Variety reports that Smith will make $40 million for King Richard. This huge sum is a combination of his actual salary plus cash added on upfront to make for the lower box office grossness and bonuses, since the film will be released by HBO simultaneously. And so he made $40 million on a film that only made $50 million. And, it looks pretty suck, right? I'll show you a scene in a second. But think about this, and this idea that he won an Oscar for a film that lost half of its value, right? I mean, it didn't even break even. It lost half of what it cost to make, and it wasn't viewed by very many people. They've made a lot of movies recently that nobody wants to see. I mean, I've said this over and over again. They're taking franchises like the Marvel franchise and putting all these various, Hollywood morality agenda things in them, and they don't care whether the audience wants to see them. And of course now, with people going to the movie theaters less anyway, and changing the way people view movies, they're putting out movies that aren't generated by audience demand, by customer demand. And this is just one amongst many corporate movements where they're no longer listening to their customer base, and they're just forcing something on you that you don't want, right? And King Richard is, one of those movies. But why would they give him an Oscar? Is it for his cumulative movie career? Because he hasn't been that great an actor, right? He's like a mediocre actor in a lot of crappy things. Mediocre rapper as well. And, he's got a lot of awards for rapping, even though he sucks, right? And so they gave him an Oscar for this. Of course, there was that event with Chris Rock, but you can't give people awards for movies that completely flop, right? It was a massive financial flop. So the first thing I noticed about this movie was the bad lighting. I said this about so many movies now. In the age of CGI and digital cameras and 4K TVs and all this, where you have a video that looks more realistic than life itself, more vibrant than life itself. This is a daylight scene. They're in a car here, right? And you can't even see the characters. And you see this with so many movies now. This is a nighttime scene over here, right? You just, they have poor lighting. You just can't see the characters. They're, very vague. You can't make out their faces. I mean, this is a new trend in movie making, and they do it here with this King Richard. So here they're driving through Beverly Hills, and again, you can see outside, but you can't make out the characters in the car.
The most strongest, the most powerful, the most dangerous creature on this whole earth. It's a woman who knows how to think.
Okay, so based on what I'm seeing here, this isn't an Academy Award-winning performance or Academy Award-winning movie, right? It's based in social trends and Hollywood morality, and they're switching everything up in Hollywood, and so they give these awards out. I mean, the Oscars suck anyway. But the movie lost half of what it cost, right? Will Smith made more money, $40 million, than the $28 million that the movie made, right? And so it lost, what, was $23 million or something like that. And he won an Oscar. It doesn't make any sense, right? We know the whole Chris Rock thing was staged. There's always drama surrounding Will Smith. So there's that. But, you know, this just adds more to it. Like, there's no way he should have won an Oscar for this. There wasn't a better performance in this, in a movie that actually broke even or made money, right? You know, this was not a popular movie. People didn't like it. And he, you know, he had this so-called meltdown or whatever was going on there. And, you know, I mean, this is just Hollywood being fake as F. Okay, so let's go to Kim Kardashian here. One of my viewers sent me something that's coming up. Let's watch, there's a few of them here.
Russo is my choice, and I really believe that he will make a difference, and that gives me hope. So I just hope you guys are out there voting and using
You're out there voting.
Your voices and your power to vote.
Use your voices and your power to vote. And your hands when you pull the lever or push the button.
That's it.
It's got kind of an evil laugh, but here comes the thing.
Look, do you like light eyes with blonde hair?
Light eyes with blonde hair, Kim Kardashian, jewelry. So I'm in the editing process, and what she just said there, this idea of light eyes, right? That you can change all these things. Of course, they've had hair dye forever. But, she has a fake physical body already, right? They've implanted things in her body. They've cut things, changed things, shapes of her face, and all these things, right? Multiple plastic surgeries. And then now they have all these filters and things. And what about, any thought of reality? What you really look like, what you would really look like without all this work that turns you into a human Barbie doll where you're 20% plastic and then you use filters to be, another 20% animated, right? 20% plastic, 20% animated, and 100% annoying.
Look at this filter.
Look at this filter. Do I have light eyes, blonde hair? I got a filter. Let's put the filter on. Staring into the camera like this, right? It should make you uncomfortable. But it's when somebody is so, this is the one here. Devil's horns, it's Kim Kardashian, my devil's horns, with my devil's horn filter. My devil's horns, I'm going to swish my hair back and forth, my devil's horns.
My favorite filter.
My favorite filter, like the devil horns. My devil's horns, favorite filter, Kim Kardashian. Let's watch this again. Let's go back to this other one. Here I am, blowing kisses. I give a fake smile, lick my lips. I give a slutty look. And then devil's horns. Here are my devil's horns, like my devil's horns.
My favorite filter. I'll never get tired of it.
Giving you a devil's kiss. Here's my devil's kiss and my favorite filter with my devil's horns. Let me do it again. More filters. And I'll dress up. I'm going to say stuff that nobody cares about. And I'm going to do this with my face. I'm Kim Kardashian. Bringing down the vibrations of the youth. Where's jewelry? Jewelry! Where's jewelry? So here it is. Kanye West addresses Kim Kardashian custody battle in new song. What's interesting about it is it's a song that's trending number 15 from XXXTentacion and Yay. XXXTentacion and Yay. I used to be able to, I used to cover him a lot. I mean, XXXTentacion. I want to get as many of those in as possible. Called True Love. And so this guy, XXXTentacion, put out a lot of content that was never released. And it's under his channel, which is interesting. He's been dead for 3 years now or more. I don't even 4 years. I don't know how long it's been. And it's new content being put out by him. And, long before Kanye was maybe even married to Kim Kardashian or whatever, divorced at least. And so then they added Kanye's divorce track, right? So that's kind of interesting. So here's Britney J. Spears. Kind of some weird posting. She has a rabbit with dots on it. Was it monkeypox? a creepy rabbit, follow the rabbit down the rabbit hole. Mexico and Las Vegas, I guess it's good to stir it up. So she went to Mexico and Las Vegas, but they got a creepy rabbit with human-looking rabbit with monkeypox. And then there's a cake that she's giving to her fiance or whatever he is, right? Her husband. It's got all this stuff on top of it and a couple of Barbies that have been cut in half, a Barbie and a Ken doll. And then this weird lipstick, right? Carol Cavaccia. And so, just as always creepy over in Britney land. So this is Alec P. Baldwin's mom, kind of looking dudeish there in the younger picture. It is with the deepest regret that my family posts the following statement. Carol M. Baldwin, mother of actor Alec Baldwin, Daniel, William, and Stephen Baldwin, and 2 daughters, Elizabeth and Jane, died today in Syracuse, New York. She was 92. Remember, he didn't really wish her a happy Mom's Day. I thought she had passed away. It was, strange. So there's a long story here. I'm not going to get into that. But he says something here. Now, we have to remember that there's a little boy out there, according to the official story, that was deprived of his mom by a movie that Alec Baldwin produced and shot her, right? He was in charge of safety in terms of being a producer. He was not in charge of it, but he was the buck stops with the producer kind of thing. And then he was the guy that shot her. And now there's a kid who doesn't have a mom. So we got to keep that in, the back of our minds, which I'm sure you already will. Got to get your hair right. He always got to get his hair right. Go wipe his nose.
Got that Vermont hairdo going.
He's in Vermont.
I want to say a quick condolence about Ray Liotta.
Oh, wait, this is about Ray Liotta.
I worked with Ray. I did this silly little movie called The Last Shot. Message to say how sorry I was and shooting famous cinematographers. I want to apologize. I'm sorry that Vladimir Putin has effed with me again. Click with, I don't know what words to use today, but if they click with them. Isn't marriage a gunfight sometimes? I'd light up a couple usually when I was working, because I'm so nervous when I'm shooting to get the job done. When I was shooting, or just stupid behavior. When I'm shooting.
Well, we're having a baby. How about that for a project?
Ay, ay, ay.
Cravings here. Okay.
See.
Ay, ay, ay.
See.
Ay, ay, ay.
See. With Matthew Broderick and Tony Collette and Tony Shalhoub and a bunch of great people.
Except no one ever saw that movie. Did you see it? I don't even know what he's talking about.
I'm leaving out.
Maybe they gave him an Oscar for it. It bombed. He gave him an Oscar for it.
Some important ones, but
Okay, so I found the trailer for The Last Shot. I never even knew this movie exists, and it looks horrible. Another horrible movie Alec Baldwin was in. And there's some stuff in there that, I have to make jokes about. So let's do it.
Stephen, let me just say that I read the screenplay for Arizona. We're prepared to make a deal for you to direct the movie. You're saying yes? I'm saying hell yes.
He's saying hell yes.
Stephen Schatz's dream of becoming a director is finally coming true.
It's coming true, all those dreams, because of this man. This man who delivers dreams to people, or sometimes shoots them. It's one or the other.
What he doesn't know is that his first movie is being produced by the FBI.
Whoa, I didn't see that coming. That's some comic twist here. The FBI.
Look at this guy. He really thinks he's making a movie.
Inspired by a true story.
This is a true story. This true story. Some guy who thought he was making a movie, but he's really working for the FBI. And all this comedy hijinks followed.
I see you looking at my face. My wife set me on fire. 6 months later, our marriage fell apart.
It's Monk. Monk's in this one.
What exactly does a producer do?
Oh, no, their main job is to make sure there's safety and gun safety on the set and nobody gets shot. You know, those sorts of things.
And occasionally, some shooting.
This doesn't look like...
Occasionally some shooting when they're shooting. He's shooting when he's shooting. There's some gunplay in this one, Alec. You know, are you ready? You do. Make sure you don't shoot the cinematographer. How many cinematographers have you shot?
Some shooting.
This doesn't look like the mighty Colorado at all.
Starving. Anybody want to get a pizza?
Matthew.
They raise their hands at the same time. Look. Watch them raise their hands at the same time. It's just so funny. It's like hilarious, their timing.
Pizza.
Boom. Look at them. This guy raised his hand. They did it like it was synchronized. Look at the expressions on their face. It's wonderful.
Ray Liotta.
There he is, Ray. Ray Liotta. Giantix.
Tony Shalhoub.
Is your ex-wife in the business? Now, why would I marry a whore?
It's a question we've all been asking you. I concluded this for the shooting thing and this joke.
The Last Shot.
Have you ever seen a man bleed to death? I've seen that many times.
He's also seen a cinematographer bleed to death.
And Ray had a part in it. And we were sitting in the makeup trailer one day, and I said, you know, I went to meet Scorsese years ago, right when I was auditioning for a couple films in the same couple of weeks. It was like a couple of weeks. And I was auditioning for Hunt for Red October. This was in '89, I guess. And Goodfellas. I mean, I went to go meet Marty and a million years ago.
It would have sucked with you in that part.
And there's times that you don't get a part and someone else gets the part and you say, you know, okay, that's not what I was hoping for. But, you know, they're good. They are very, very good. And
is that what you said? Come on, Alex. Come on, Alec. He was good. He was, you know, he was good. He was good. Yeah. Is that what you said? Come on.
And but then there are people who get the part and, you know, they really, really run with it. And I said in front of all these people in the makeup trailer, I said, Ray, I said, nobody could have done that part better than you. I wanted to play that role. I was so excited at the chance to maybe be considered seriously for that role. And I didn't get it. And I said, there was just nobody could have been better than you.
Even you, Alec. Come on. Because it's not like you, Alec.
And I meant that. I said, there's just
I meant it. He meant it. He wasn't just, he meant it.
Nobody who could have played that part better than you. Was so fantastic. And there was a pause, and Ray said, you know, Alec, I agree.
He was a humble guy, Ray.
And he's very funny. But Ray passed away, I can't believe it, so young. You know, nobody's supposed to die that young, I don't think, in these days.
Well, he's in his 60s, right? I mean, yeah, he's younger than the average, but it isn't like he's 20. Nobody's supposed to die. What was the cause of death? Do anybody know? He went to bed, woke up, and he was dead? Is that what's happening now, him, Bob Saget, and they go into a hotel room and they go to sleep and never wake up? What's going on?
So, wonderful actor. And in my book, you just want to make one great one. If you can make one great one, not good or very good, but great. If you can have a big role, have a good role in a great movie, then you've been blessed.
So, what was your great role?
And Ray had good roles in good movies, but he had one great role in one great movie, boy. I mean, Goodfellas it's in the hall, as they say, I guess. So.
Who says that? It's in the hall. You mean the Hall of Fame?
So rest in peace, Ray Liotta. Here we are. Some Vermont skies. A little fire. Out here, in the countryside. Beautiful piece of the world, beautiful.
Beautiful. It's beautiful up there in Vermont. It's wonderful. Little fire, little Ray Liotta talk. It's just wonderful. Time he stole that part from me, it was great.
Part of the world here. Anyway, have a good Memorial Day weekend.
Thanks. You too. You too. You Henry Hill wannabe. All right, so I got some more stuff to get to. I'll get to it tomorrow. I made a second Ray Liotta video today on my other channel, apocalaughsnow, and then there's an update message from his fiance and baby mama. So you can check that out. And, there's another video up today on this channel from the Journey series. And so only spirituality will save this world. It's Paul Romano, definitely important for the apocalypse and the ascension. Everyone have a blessed day and be grateful.